Hello, beautiful Aquarius Moon Signs, and welcome to your channeled tarot reading predictions for the new moon happening in Scorpio around the 15th of November. Stay tuned. And as I tap into your energy, the message that really comes through Aquarius moons is continue shifting, because I know you've been shifting and I know you know how to bend and to flow with that beautiful air Aquarius energy. Do not get trapped in illusion. Do not get trapped in the fear narratives. Do not feed the fear narratives. Do not waste your time. Do not waste your time speaking through any of those lower vibrational aspects. See the difficulty and ask yourself, how do I transmute this? How do I shift myself, my life, my career, my job, my self-care practice, my healing practice? How do I shift this? How do I bend and flow? What needs healing? What needs purging? And while we shift through the sun in Scorpio and we have these Plutonian themes, and Scorpio is that truth bringer, and not only that, do we have a Mercury square Uranus happening on the 6th. Of course, Mercury is stationing direct on the 3rd of November. We have some of those very heavy truths, big reveals, scandals uncovered. Those kinds of truths that make us feel like we were living a lie all along. Do not get trapped in worrying about where you were before, but ask yourself, where do I shift now that I know? What do I wish to see next? What do I wish to manifest? What do I wish to bring into this world through my actions? And of course, Aquarius moons, you guys are filled with divine inspiration. You have the ability, that archetype of the genius, right? The misunderstood genius. You have the ability to bring through amazing ideas and solutions. Tap into those divine powers. Access them, bring them through. For you are needed as we shift into this Aquarian age. And you know, recently someone asked me, someone who's probably going to watch this as well, shout out to you. Someone asked me recently, when is the Aquarian age? And you know, I knew that there was some disagreement about when exactly this happens. So then I looked into it a bit more deeply and found the time that I agree with, I guess, because many people, you know, some people say it's only in another 500 years, some say it's already happened. Whatever form of calculations you decide to use, it doesn't actually matter. What matters is that there is that understanding that we are in fact shifting. And you can feel it. You can feel it, you can see it. This is the dawning of a new age. But Tanya Gabrielle says it's, I think 21st of December, she said, but sometime in December for sure. And Shout out to Tanya Gabrielle, Shani Nicholas, as well as the astrology podcast where I'm getting my astrological information from. And the thing is, we really do need to bring through that futuristic thinking, that ability to problem solve, that ability to see through the fogginess, to be the air that moves the clouds, that clears the view, brings through the clarity, makes the rain fall where it needs to fall, brings the nourishment back down to the earth, and makes manifest those ideas here within these realms. Do not get trapped in your thinking. Bring your ideas down here. Take the steps towards making them a reality. You are divine creators. Do not live in imaginary worlds. Bring your imagination here. Create those worlds. Alright, so just in terms of a bit of astrological stuff, I've already spoken about Mercury stationing direct. The post-shadow phase is happening until the 19th of November, so don't expect it to be 100% smooth sailing, but certainly is going to be a little bit easier. On the 12th, we have this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction. This, for me, is really about that revealing of quite difficult truths in terms of the collective energy, in terms of what needs to be transformed societally. And I know we've seen already a lot of that coming through, but there are centuries, there are hundreds of years of toxic energy that needs to be purged. Oh, lovely. And Mars is stationing direct on November 13th. Watch out for tempers flaring, because of course if people have felt like they couldn't voice themselves, that'll be the moment that they feel like they can voice themselves, and maybe that anger has been building up for quite a while. Recognize where you're focusing your energy and ask yourself if that's what you want to manifest, because that's going to manifest with speed as we have this Mars stationing direct. So in terms of the energy that we have leading up to this new moon for you specifically, we have this opening of your ability to tap into divine feminine intuition. And this ability to understand that through your creative projects, there is need for boundary setting. There is need for being cautious. There is need to ask questions around, are these the right people for you to be working with? Are these the right avenues for you to be going down? Is this the path of least resistance? Because if you're fighting to try and make something happen in a space, maybe there's a different way. So just sit down for a moment and ask yourself how you feel about it, because I think you are relying too heavily upon those beautiful mental abilities that you have access to, that logic, that rationality, right? You always have access to that, but it's not the only thing you have access to. Do not forget about the ability to tap into the divine intuition, to call in the guidance. Ask yourself how you feel in your heart space, because if it seems like the logical step, but it doesn't feel right here, then it's not the right step. And then there'll be another route that will also make logical sense, and in fact, once you take that step to go, there must be another way. This doesn't feel right. And learn to discern, right? Learn to discern the difference between fear, I'm scared to do this because I feel like I'm not enough or I'm not worthy of doing this. Fear versus this doesn't feel right. Be honest with yourself, and only you can sit down and make that difference out within yourself by being honest with yourself, by sitting with it, by tapping in, by asking yourself, is this fear-based? So there is this calling for you to tap in to that divine feminine aspect, to tap into how you're feeling about your creative projects, and to protect what you have created. You have built something beautiful. It is worth protecting. Maybe some of you need to let go. Maybe for some of you that's the only way out of the situation, the only joyful way out of the situation. But recognizing then, if by letting go of that project is not letting go of your project, because if it was your idea, you can take that idea, it's yours, and you can plant that seed in more fertile soil where there is more fertilizer, where there is more nitrogen, where there's better rains, which of course takes the form of better space and environment to work in. People who align better with who you are. If something's not working, you need to shift. In terms of the energy that we have for you over this new moon in Scorpio, I'm really getting the sense that grounding is a great idea for you. I really hope that you spend some time working with the earth energy. You can use breath work, breathing through your feet, breathing green energy, breathing red energy, breathing fire and inspiration into your manifestations, finding new energy and drive and inspiration for the projects that are already on the go, being able to turn over, therefore, a new leaf within those projects and essentially being able to approach it from a new space, a space of divine inspiration, a divine energy. For some of you, it's completely closing the door on one project and starting a new project, which is more aligned with who you are, but there is definitely a new beginning. And I'm really seeing the breath of fire. I keep getting this vision of you blowing the embers, and through that oxygen and that air and that feeding, the flame gets bigger. And this flame gives you the energy and the drive, but it is also the flame to which you can throw all of the things that no longer serve you. It is the space where you can let go and watch it burn and watch it turn to ashes so that you can re-emerge new, fresh, ready for the next stage, ready to shift once more, ready to flow, and ready to bring through your divine inspirations right into these realms. In terms of the energy I see for you next, I do see partnership. I do see a big decision around a partnership. For some of you, this means love and romance. For some of you, it means business partnership. For some of you, it's this realization that this partnership has run its course. For some of you, it's the realization that it's time to take the partnership to another level. Whatever decision is hanging over you in terms of this partnership, you do not need to feel pressured or rushed to make this decision. Keep tapping in to that intuitive space. Keep tapping in with how you feel. Only when it feels right to make this decision, that is the moment you know, okay, It's the right moment. This doesn't mean become complacent about making your decisions. Take steps towards getting ready to make this decision. Sit and contemplate it. Don't just bury it and go, oh, it doesn't matter if I don't make the decision. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not here to enable you to avoid your life, to avoid moving forward. I just want you to have the right information first. Do some research, speak to a trusted friend or a mentor or a psychologist or a teacher. Have those conversations, maybe book a tarot reading. When it feels right to make the decision, you will know. If you make it too quickly, it may be blinded. You may be making this decision in delusion, around fantasy, and how you think things are instead of how they actually are. Ground yourself. Ground yourself in the knowing, in the root, in the understanding. See the truth of this partnership. See the light and the dark, because both are there. Every single person, including yourself, holds both of these aspects. We are all a polarity. Recognize in this person both their shadow as well as their light, and accept both their shadow and their light. Beautiful Aquarius moons, it's such a pleasure to have you here in this space. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Please let me know, what are you working through right now? Did this resonate with you? I'd really love to hear. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. This is how you can help me to grow and keep producing this content. And if you would like to book a full reading with me, please drop me an email so I can send you a quote. And of course, join me on Instagram, where I do a weekly live every Tuesday. It would be amazing to see you in that space. It's a lot more interactional, like we can talk to each other in that space. And join me on Facebook to keep in the loop with what's going on. And thank you for doing this amazing purging work. With love, Aquarius moons.